Only peacemakers can go to heaven. Part 2 of 9 on Between Master and Disciples, held in English.
And so the vaccine does something to him. Makes him more aggressive, more go-getting. And also he's isolated. That frustrates people.
Yes, Master.
If you don't believe me, I will lock you inside your villa for a while. As some of you know, you've been in your villa when you have to go out for something important and came back. We had to isolate you for 3 weeks.
That's right.
Yes.
And sometimes even more, depends.
Yes, Master.
And you know what it felt like. Did you feel good? Any one of you there?
No, doesn't feel good.
It doesn't feel good?
Yeah.
Yeah, you were also isolated, one of you at least.
Yes, Master.
Yeah, okay. It doesn't feel good. Why? Tell me.
We miss the friends and colleagues around.
I know.
Restricted movement as well.
Restricted movement. Yeah.
You can't be free, can't really get into nature more, things like that.
Sure.
Cannot take a walk somewhere in the garden.
Yeah. Also, if you are a public figure, you see, you are just a private citizen and working with a group of friends, and you already felt a big difference when you are on your own.
Yes.
Not to talk about a president who is a public figure, used to going around talking to his people and having this adoration energy.
True.
Just like actors, actresses, singers.
Yes.
They thrive on this kind of energy.
Yes.
Oh, yes.
Master.
And now you cannot because of worrying about COVID.
Yes.
This is too dangerous, too risky.
Yes, Master.
Yes, Master.
So he feels also very frustrated and suffocated.
Yes, Master.
Just to sit in your own home or palace and get whatever meal you get and in front of the TV or computer. It's not a life.
Yeah.
So can you imagine how ordinary citizens have to be locked up in their own little tiny apartments? Not everyone can afford a big apartment even.
Yes.
You only for 3 weeks, and you know one day you get out, only 3 weeks, but you still feel so bad.
Yes, Master.
Not to talk about this leader used to the public adoration and has to lock himself in.
That's right, Master.
Even if he can walk in the garden and play with his dog, people, it's not the same, eh?
Yes.
It's not the same energy, not the same habit.
Yes, Master.
Most leaders, if they want to run for president, they are for the public.
Yes, true.
They will miss it if they don't have it. Of course you would.
Yes,
Yes.
that makes sense.
Yeah, you have only a bunch of buddies and you miss them. I work together in the office. And your buddies don't even show you any energy of adoration or anything. And you miss them already. Yeah, sometimes you want to be together just to see another familiar face.
Yeah, true.
Yes.
No need to chat or anything. You just know that he's there, she's there.
Yes,
Yes.
that's
You
right.
feel something.
Yes, Master.
Yeah, when you have nobody around, then you know the difference. And it's good for you. Then you come out, you appreciate each other more. You all should be locked up for even if you don't go out for any necessary reason. You should be locked up. So when you come out, you be more friendly. Hey, treat each other more courteously, respectfully, and appreciatively. Yeah.
Yeah, that's
I'm
true.
just joking. I wish you don't have to go out anymore anytime, but you do need.
Yes, Master.
And we just have to work by the book.
Yes.
Yes.
3 weeks minimum testing before, after.
Yes,
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 Master.
Master.
So he felt frustrated,
Yes.
and he felt also helplessness with the male ego because NATO was almost surrounding his country. Not like they wanted to do anything, they're just expanding their base.
Yes.
Yeah, because maybe after Crimea, or maybe just the way they do to protect their own territories and Europe as a whole. So he feels frustrated, like a hem in.
Yes, yes, Master.
He feels like he lost his macho image because the Russian people seem like they looked up to him. Because he has a black belt, black belt, not my black belt type, real black belt, yeah, master of taekwondo or judo, whatever, martial art,
Yes.
black belt this and that, and he pinned a few guys on the floor, yeah, feels good, no? Yeah. But who dared to pin him, I wonder. Even if they can, I don't know if they would pin him down.
That's right.
Who knows if he might go to prison afterwards. So he felt frustrated and smaller than he would like to be. All this ate him up.
Yes.
You can see that he feels frustrated and worked up inside.
Yes.
I also saw a few of his photos recently. He changed.
Yeah.
First of all, he looked fatter.
Oh, yes, Master.
Maybe good food or eating too much out of frustration and not doing too much because of isolation.
Yes.
And his face is hardened. His look, his eyes and all that. Before he used to be more relaxed and soft and gentle and more smiling.
Yes, that's true.
Now he looks kind of hard, the face. So maybe because the inside affects his look as well.
Yes, Master, that's right.
Lucky I don't look fatter than before. Because I'm isolated, but I don't eat that much. Yeah. And simple, very simple food.
Yes, Master.
Just one type of vegetable, more or less.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I don't have time to cut too many things. One thing cutting takes a lot of time.
Yes, Master.
And what for? If I eat this today, I eat the other next week, so it doesn't matter. Sooner or later, it will go in. So much. So now you get it, yeah? Why he changed?
Yes, Master. Thank you for your answer.
It affects people differently, you see?
Yes, Master.
And people just maybe don't notice, or maybe they are just a commoner. They don't have any chance to exercise any power at the international level.
Yes.
But this president, he has power.
Yes.
And it looks like the parliament never opposed him or anything. Looks like it's all his.
Right.
Yeah, all his people. If it's not his people, then they would not be there. They probably stay in, one by one cell. Yeah, or 2 by 1 or something. I don't know how big it is. The Russian special apartment for special opposition. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like Navalny, for example.
All right, Master.
Yeah, that person is locked in jail. He almost died and now he's in jail. It's the same, similar. He can't do much.
It's true.
And his group also receded because without a leader, they don't feel much energy. Also, they don't want him to be harmed more.
Yes, Master.
If they are more noisy and more active, it might affect him in prison from the government. I think I told you everything now concerning your question.
Yes, thank you, Master.
Good. Next one.
Yes, Master. Bill Gates said that Omicron will spread immunity faster than vaccines. Has Master talked to the COVID chief recently about this?
I talked to him also, but not because of that. I talked to him sometimes because of other reasons. Okay, Mr. Bill Gates did not know about the long-term effects.
Yes, Master.
That's why I said like that, because people think Omicron is mild, remember?
Yes, that's right.
And there's already another Omicron subvariant. So don't worry, if this one spreads immunity, the other one will bring disimmunity. If the humans don't change, then their fate will not change.
Yes, Master.
That's right.
It might change a little bit here and there for some individuals or groups if they repent and change their way of life into the non-violent side. Then it would change. But as a whole, humans do not want to change. The evidence is that the Court of England rejects the petition of their people.
Yes, true.
That they should stop violence to the animal people, to stop these zoonotic, all kinds of pandemic diseases.
Yes.
The top leaders, the justice, who are supposed to exercise justice, are like that. How do you expect other humans, normal citizens, to change? See that?
Yes,
right.
right.
The leaders don't make good examples. Only one, Mr. Boris Johnson, the UK Prime Minister. He once or twice said that people should stop eating meat for their health and for the planet.
Yeah.
And then they shoo him immediately.
Yeah, that's right.
Ooh, they boo him all over the planet, all over the newspapers.
Yes.
And then now they are trying to oust him by all kinds of excuses, even that he made a party in his office for his people, for workers or colleagues.
Yes.
And all that, they make a big deal out of it. Because he says about meat, stop meat eating. I think that's the real reason they want to boo him out. I told you these meat corporations are very powerful.
Yeah.
Yes, true.
They bought many of the governments in the world, most of them.
Wow.
Yes.
Most of the workers for the government, they bought them all.
Wow.
What do they call it? They don't say blackmail, they don't say corruption, they say what? Lobby.
Lobby, yes.
Lobbying, there are many kinds of things. Pressure,
Yes.
Oh, yes.
hinting of bribery, hinting of contribution, etc., etc. They have a lot of money. They can bribe, they can contribute.
Yes.
Yes, Master.
So if any politician takes those money to run for office, then they hold them.
Oh, yes.
They hold the debt to these contributors.
The massive flood of cash and jobs have made the meat lobby one of the most influential legislative groups in Washington. In 2014, they spent more than $4 million lobbying Congress. The meat industry has also been closely tied to the U.S. Department of Agriculture, which releases dietary guidelines for Americans. Understandably, the relationship between meat manufacturers and the U.S. government has many questioning whether those guidelines are actually in Americans' best interests, especially considering that the USDA even runs programs which are intended to fund advertising for meat and dairy. The Atlantic reports that at least since 1977, efforts by the USDA to suggest decreasing meat consumption have been repeatedly derailed. Due to pressure from the meat industry, instead of telling consumers to eat less, they've been told to eat more lean meats. But the meat industry hasn't just influenced the USDA to keep meat amounts the same. It's also intervened in food safety. In the 1990s, attempts to start testing for salmonella in ground beef were opposed by the meat industry. A congressman with financial ties to the meat industry called for more hearings and delays against new food safety guidelines.
Well, sometimes I think it's better we just run away somewhere. What will we talk about this world? Oh, God, it's so impossible. It's so unimaginable that the governments everywhere, some are so corrupt and so weak, so cowardly.
Yes, Master.
I don't know what to say anymore. Sometimes I have hope, sometimes not. And concerning the COVID chief lately, whether or not I talked to him, I did. Just to clarify a little more, I asked the COVID chief why he told me that Omicron is not going to relent. But now it seems like the COVID-19 winds down in many places, at least several places in the world. So is it going to get better or not? Or is it not necessarily? It's just that the people, after he told me in his exact words, quote, because your warning has had an effect on people. They believe and they pray very hard and they repented and many turn vegan. That's why they get better. Unquote. They themselves are protected. And it seems Omicron or COVID has relented. But they have to continue keeping that way.
Yes, Master.
Yes.
Otherwise, it will come back in a different form or in a different variant. That's what the COVID chief told me. I was a little happy, of course, and I thanked him. I said, wow, I hope people will continue to keep up with their vigilance and not relaxing after things are getting better. I hope they keep their virtuous, gentle way of life not eating animal people, and not being violent anymore in any form to any beings on this planet. They have to live frugally, gently, benevolently, and very, very humbly, and praying every day. Then things will get better. You see now?
Yes, Master.
Yes.
Did I answer your question fully?
Fully. Thank you very much, Master.